A lot of times we cannot differentiate between a news. I'm talking about now within the family circles. Whenever a bad news is heard, whenever any news is broken within the family, a lot of times we do not, or we fail to differentiate between conveying the news or message and backbiting. Now, how can we distinct both? And how can, as Muslim, we suffer from this disease or illness? We fall into that gossip, which then leads us to get into backbiting without even we realizing it, that we have already embarked on backbiting. Now, what would your advice be, and keeping in mind the difference between conveying a message and adding our own understanding to the news?
Well, first of all, there's a extreme difference between news and backbiting. They are two different platforms. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam already indicated to us, and he informed us that transmitting everything that you hear is enough sufficient to take you to Jahannam wal-iyadu billah, or for you to accumulate sins. So we put that aside and said, listen, you're not encouraged to deliver or to transmit information. When it comes to the other side, the idea of backbiting, is completely a different platform, and is so severe that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam warned us against it in all levels. And we have a body language that can be a ghiba. We have a verbal, when we verbalize something, that can be also ghiba, and so on. Now, remember Hadith Aisha radiyallahu anha. The Messenger of Allah was with Aisha, and then she said, Ya Rasulullah, hasbuka Safiya. And she pointed that, Safiya means, she said, Safiya is like this. Aisha meant Safiya is short. So the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to Aisha, Ya Aisha, لقد قلت كلمة لو مزجت بماء البحر لمزجت. He said, by you saying حسبك صفية, gesturing and indicated that Safiya is short. He said that statement, it was thrown into the sea, it will make the sea rotten. So it's not easy for you to speak about others, and adding a news that you hear, and then you spice it up and you add information that is un-Islamic in all levels. Also, you need to understand, on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, all the people that you backbiting them, all the people that you said something about them, they will come to collect their reward, and there is no dinar or dirham, as the Messenger of Allah said in Akhirah, إِنَّمَا هِيَ حَسَنَاتٌ وَسَيِّئَاتٌ. It is only good deeds and bad deeds. So when you deliver a news and then you start trying to spice it up by saying, oh, this is what I think this happened, this is what I think, why the divorce took place, or this is what I think, and you start adding to your own conclusion, and that is a ghiba itself, and a ghiba is disliked in all levels. When the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, أَتَدْرُونَ مِنَ الْغِيبَةِ. Do you know what ghiba is? The Sahaba said, قال يا رسول الله الله ورسوله أعلم. قال الغيبة ذكر أخاك بما يكره. He said ghiba is to mention your brother something that he dislikes about himself. One of the Sahaba said, قال يا رسول الله أرأيت إن كان في أخي ما أقول. Ya Rasulullah, what do you think if what I'm saying is so true and my brother has those things I just mentioned? قال إن كان فيه ما تقول فقد اغتبته. He said, if you mention something that he or she has, that's a ghiba itself. But if you fabricate it, he said, that is a buhtan, it's a different level of ma'asiyah. So when you're delivering a news within the community or within the family member, you're not allowed to spice it up if you have to deliver the news, which is a very important point. When you hear something, ask yourself, am I the right person to deliver this? Number two, is it necessary for me to speak about this? Number three, what are the benefits for me delivering this news to the other side? Wallahu a'la wa a'lam. So consider those, Akhil Karim.